Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be seeing on how batteries work. So I've got this app right here instead of a real battery. This app has all these electronic components and you can check it out. It's really fun. So it's called Tinkercad. You can check it out. So first, to see how a battery works, we obviously need a battery. So for now, I'm gonna get this 9 volt battery right here. I'm gonna rotate it with this button. There you go. So in every battery, there's a positive and a negative side. So inside, there's actually a divider which splits the positive and the negative. So in the battery, in the positive side, there's some electrons. Electrons is the basically you can say electricity. It's the one who travels through the wire, gives the power and stuff like that. So this is a 9 volt battery, so there are 9 volts of electrons in the positive side of the battery. So um let's just get a LED bulb right here, a LED light. So I've got this LED thing here. So the LED also has a positive and a negative side. You make it out with the straight one part. The straight part is negative and the weird twisty part is positive. So now you can see it's not lined up. So I'll just flip this with this mirror option right here. So now there's the positive lined up with the positive and the negatives lined up with the negative. So I'm just going to connect these two. Now since this is a positive wire, I'm going to keep this as red. This is not compulsory, but it is easy to figure out which wires are which with a certain color code. So and then there's the negative wire. I'm going to set this to black. So over here, I'm going to start the simulation. So can you say, you can see that the LED actually blasted. That's because there's a lot of volts coming, but we're focusing on the battery. So what happens is that the electrons don't want to stay in the positive side. They want to travel. So they go up the wire through the positive wire and then they go to the bulb. That's when the bulb, when the bulb is powered. Then after that, the electrons go down all the way to the negative side. So eventually, while the electrons go, there's going to be seven. Soon, there's going to be 7 volts in the positive and 2 volts in the negative. Then eventually, it'll become half half. So there's going to be 4.5 volts in this positive side. There's going to be 4.5 volts in this negative side. So that is how a battery actually works. In summary, the electrons are here in the positive side. They don't want to stay here, so they go through all the way from the positive wire all the way to the bulb or the switch or anything. So then from the bulb or the switch, they come down through the negative wire and go to the negative side. And then eventually when there's 4.5 volts and 4.5 volts from both sides, the battery is finally dead. So if there's 9 volts here and 0 volts in the negative, that means the battery is still going on, like it's still working. So soon it's going to become 7 volts and 2 volts here, and then eventually 4.5 volts here, 4.5 volts here. That is when the battery dies. When it becomes 4.5 volts here and 4.5 volts here, the battery dies. So the same thing happens with the other batteries. So I got this 3 volt battery right here. I'm gonna rotate it. So I'm gonna get another LED and then connect the positive with the positive. Set this to red and then connect the negative with the negative. Set this to black and then start simulation. So you can see that the light is glowing. This is because it bursted here because there's too much volts, and it's glowing here because there is only 3 volts instead of 9 volts. So anyway, the same thing applies to this battery. Instead of a rectangle like this, it is split in half, like this. So there's the positive side here and the negative side here. So you can make out positive and negative. The negative is usually always black. The positive is usually always red. So the if you connect the wires, the electrons are gonna go from positive wire all the way to the bulb or anything. Then gonna come back down through the negative wire and come to the negative side. So then when it's 1.5 volts in the negative and 1.5 volts in the positive, then the 3-volt battery is dead. So same thing applies to the this 1.5 volt battery right here. This 1.5 volt battery is what we usually use for our remote controls and things like that. So I've gotten another LED. Let's check this out. I'll set the positive to the positive. I'll just change this to red, then negative with the negative, and changes black. Let's start a simulation. This is growing less because there's 1.5 volts, and 1.5 volts isn't enough. But anyway, this is the positive side, this is the negative side. The electrons are going all the way to the bulb and then coming back down through the negative wire all the way to the negative part, and then eventually it'll become half half, and that's when the battery finally dies. So that is how batteries work, like the basic understanding of batteries. So that's all for now. Bye bye.